Hello again. There's a tremendous kerfuffle raging. Top women presenters earning hundreds of thousands at the BBC are pulling in less moolah than their male equivalents. Well, I'm crying my mince pies out over that one. The liberal left establishment, while critical of the salary gap, rushed to defend the corporation at all other levels, but simply it ain't worth defending. The BBC is, in particular with its news, current affairs, political coverage, a staunchly pro-establishment apologist. It's stuffed to bursting point almost exclusively by public school educated upper class and middle class non-entities. A brace of lords, ladies, sirs, gong holders, chinless wonders who'd otherwise be pursuing careers in the upper echelons of diplomacy, politics, the civil service, military, and other branches of the media. The stench of nepotism hangs high and low in the BBC. These classes exercise an almost total monopoly in the BBC. A fatally tainted setup that catered for and then covered up sex offenders such as Jimmy Savile, Rolf Harris, Peter Hall for decades. Today, BBC programmes consist mainly of dumbed down, nondescript crap. Overpraised, or so should I say once praised, nature programmes, to give one small example, are increasingly about the middle-class accented crew and their antics. Animals barely get a look in these days. The poorest people, millions of low-paid and pensioners, are obliged to cough up nearly £150 a year for the rip-off licence fee. Tens of thousands of people on low incomes are prosecuted, criminalised for being unable or unwilling to pay this tax. As for these grossly overpaid celebrities, presenters, many of whom have other lucrative incomes, and the army of managing directors, many of us are only vaguely aware of them. And this is the BBC, the liberal left champions, the BBC that supported the Afghanistan and Iraq wars, act as a propaganda arm of the government of the day, that grovels and fawns before all things royal, monarchist and aristocratic. It's the offspring of the British Empire era broadcasting, and along with the Murdoch monopolies, both need to be challenged, broken up, expropriated and consigned to the oblivion they so richly deserve. With new technology available to anyone with a personal computer, for starters, we can begin to create something alternative in the realm of terrestrial and radio media, even if it is unlicensed, pirated and illegal. In fact, so much the better. It just requires people to start coming together, thinking, as with everything else, outside the box, and start to say good riddance to the BBC and its ilk. Bye.